All right, guys, we are back on the Dr. Daliah Show. Thank you all for tuning in. 1-877-DOC-DALI, 1-877-DOC-DALI. So, this is kind of interesting, okay? And you hear these stories all the time. And, you know, as a parent, you're like, well, guys, should I tell my daughter to have sex more often? No. But apparently there were a couple grad students who were fooling around. And as he started messing with her breasts, messing with maybe isn't the proper term, but, you know, foreplay, whatever, he found a mass. Now, this girl's only 24 years old. So she really doesn't go and get screened for breast cancer at that age. We don't do it. We don't even recommend self-breast exams anymore, which I kind of disagree with a little bit. I think it's really important to know your body. But with the latest guidelines from the task force, we don't really screen the average 24-year-old. So she probably didn't know she had a mass. So sex stops pretty abruptly. And he goes, you got to get that checked out. So she goes and gets it checked out. And she ends up having stage 4 metastatic cancer. Now, I think she's undergoing treatment right now. And hopefully, you know, she's able to battle it. No family history. Mom and her sister had some breast cysts, benign breast cysts for what we're finding out. But no major breast cancer in the family. So having sex, kind of saved her life. You know, I talked to people about, you know, breast exams when we would recommend self-breast exams. And I would talk to patients about it. They're like, oh, my husband handles that or my boyfriend handles that. And I'm like, really? Yeah, he handles it like twice a week. And I'm like, okay, does he really check all the quadrants? Does he go under? You know, no, they never finish the exam. And they also make honking sounds, which I really don't understand. I don't get. I don't think a breast looks like a horn. I don't get that. And so I never thought that somebody's partner would be an adequate substitute, right, for a, you know, breast surgeon. But apparently, in some cases, it works. I think there was somebody else back in 2002. They say Eric Fields, this has been reported by Fox News, diagnosed a woman. He met at a club. And they met at a club, things heated up, so they, you know, went home. And he felt a mass under her breast, right up against her sternum. And so he told her, that's got to get looked at. She got it looked at, and it was cancer. From what I understand, she survived. She underwent chemotherapy, mass removed. She has been in remission since 2004. And she later married, and everybody's happy. Okay, so sex. I've always talked about how sex is, I think, one of the healthiest things you could do. I think sex is fantastic, okay? The majority of us do, okay? A lot of great activity. You got your cardio, right? Depending on what you use, sometimes you could even, you know, gain some extra muscle, okay? Not that we lift weights, but I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there's a lot of different things you could do. But the problem is if you really want, right, sex to screen for medical issues, you got to have foreplay. I can't believe how many people, they really don't do foreplay. Everybody's on a time limit. They go, oh, okay, well, yeah, you know, Netflix is coming, you know, we got to catch up on our show. So yeah, if you want to have sex, do it now because, all right, it's almost 9 o'clock. And it's like, what are you guys doing? You need to do foreplay. When you do foreplay, then there's a lot more things you could find. You could find neck masses. You could find melanomas. You know how many medical conditions you could find? Even more so than your doctor. And I'm not saying you're better than your doctor, but if you have a partner and you spend time idolizing their body, doesn't really happen in my relationship because I really don't have the type of body to idolize. But when I was younger, yeah, I could have been a Greek idol, but you need to spend time. You need to explore. Now, many people who have been married for years, they really don't do that anymore. They're like, all right, this is the type of sex I want. Let's just do it and be done. No. Okay, because new things can come out. And I know people are saying, look, don't give me any extra work. Don't give me any extra things to do. You know, having sex with my wife is enough. No. Okay, do you want her to live longer? Then you might have to do some exploratory stuff. And you don't even have to say you're giving her a breast exam or you're checking for lymphadenopathy or you're examining her for melanoma, right? Because that really does, you know, mess up the mood. But if you tell her that you want to do some form of foreplay, I will bet all the money in the world that she will say, please, for the love of God, it's about time, okay? So Foreplay. Probably one of the most successful. It's not a sexual position. People always ask, what is the best sexual position? To get the most cardio, to get the most exercise, to get the most pleasure. Okay, you're asking the wrong person because I mean, missionary is my middle name. But yeah, there's a lot of, there's a lot of different things that you could do. Personally, there are some positions that have gotten credited for finding melanomas. A lot of people will get melanoma where the sun don't shine. Right? You don't have to have melanoma on a sun-exposed area. And some of the deadliest melanomas are near the tushy. So, that's got to be looked at. What are some conditions? I'm actually writing an article on this. What are some conditions that have been found during sex that I've heard of? Okay, well, breast lumps, lymphadenopathy in the neck, right? Somebody's kissing the neck. They're like, okay, this is a little firm. They're touching the neck. They're massaging the neck. They're like, yeah, a massage. Yes, think about using massage. Massage works. They're like, okay, this is something new. Cervical cancer. You have sex. Your partner bleeds afterwards. All right. If they're not having their period, that could be a sign of some of friable cervix. Maybe there's some abnormal blood vessels. That could be cervical cancer. Menopause, of course. They're like, look, maybe we need some lubricant. I think I'm not in menopause. Yeah, that could be a sign of menopause. So that could be diagnosed. Testicular lumps can be very easily found. You have to be there though, ladies or gentlemen, you got to be in the area to find that. Diabetes. A lot of people diagnose diabetes with a partner because they smell kind of fruity. They smell a little sweet, have a different odor. You could diagnose diabetes. You could diagnose a lot of yeast infections, obviously. You could diagnose polycystic ovarian syndrome if the person has hair in areas that they never used to. I know that's not the sexiest. I know it's not the sexiest to bring up, but you might say, I'm noticing that, you're getting a little more furry. Get that checked out. Anal fissures, hemorrhoids, a whole bunch of stuff. And then irritable bowel. Don't want to tell you how that got diagnosed. 1-877-Dr. Dolly, don't go away.